All right, guys, it's another episode of the Batter's Box. Today we're going to cover a few topics. We're going to go over Rich Hill's debut, the fact Alonso has been heating up. Going to talk about Cookie Carrasco's last rehab outing, which was on Sunday, which was yesterday.
His name is Cookie. I thought his name was Carlos.
Carlos, his nickname is Cookie.
I did not know that.
Trade deadline's only in 5 days, and then of course, there were some moves. I mean, the Mets. So the reason why we didn't cover the whole, because the Rich Hill trade came after our most recent video, and I thought about coming on and talking about it, but then I said, wait a minute, we can just discuss him after his debut, which was literally just a couple of days after anyway. So we did that. We're going to go over the Cleveland Indians and their name change, and I'm going to round out the show with a little Trevor Bauer talk, because you're not really hearing much about it anymore, and it confuses me as to what's going on. So that's it. So all right. So let's talk about it. So Rich Hill, Mets traded for him. Didn't have to give up much. They gave up Tommy Hunter, a relief pitcher who was actually injured for the rest of the season. I don't think he's going to be pitching for the remainder of the season. And then a low-level prospect catcher.
Mike Dyer, right?
Matt Dyer. Matt Dyer, I think, yeah.
Dyer, yeah.
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, no, I mean, granted, Rich Hill, and I didn't even know this, is a 41-year-old pitcher, but at the same time, he's been really solid for the Tampa Bay Rays, and he's a lefty, and especially now with Daniel Peterson out, not Daniel, David.
Yeah.
David Peterson's out for pretty much the remainder of the year, it seems, with the freak injury for a broken foot.
Yeah.
So the Mets can't catch a break. Only David Peterson can. So he catches a break.
Well, Cookie's coming back, but we need another starter. Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? I know it's only one. It's one start. It's his first start. I didn't expect much. But what do you think of Rich Hill's debut?
He looked good. I mean, he pitched 5 innings, gave up five hits, 3 runs.
Five plus. He came out in the sixth.
But two walks. He had 1 strikeout. 62 pitches thrown. 39 of them were strikes. That's pretty good, I think.
Yep, I agree. He didn't do too bad. I mean, look, he just like you said, Mike, but it only counts as 5 innings because he never registered an out. But he did, he did fairly decent until he got to the 6th inning. That's when he ran into trouble. He loaded the bases. They pulled him out. Lugo comes up, and Lugo serves up.
Lugo came in and gave it, and then Lugo
RBI two run single.
Was giving him the loss before the comeback.
Yeah, 2-run single. Made it 3-2, and then
I think he hit George Springer, right? Didn't he hit?
No, well, I know what happened. He gave up, I think, a 2-run single to Bichette. So, and then the very next play, it was a ground out, but they decided to go home with the ball, and the guy was safe, so that tied the game.
I mean, they should have just went to first. The run would have scored anyway.
The run was going to score either way, so it didn't really matter. I can understand. It was hard hit. It was a hard hit ball, so maybe they just thought they had an option, but it was a bad throw.
I mean, even a lot of stuff that Hill threw yesterday, he had some great defense though yesterday.
He did, and with Dom Smith made a good play and left, but he also said after the game that he felt that his curve was the best that he had all year. So maybe that's something to look forward to, coming on. And also, coincidentally, James, I told you this yesterday. I found out yesterday after he pitched, Hill was actually scheduled to pitch the game that me and James are going to on Friday.
Friday night, yeah.
So we're going to the game. It's Black Jersey Friday. They're bringing back the black. And
back in black.
That's right. Me and James will be at the game, and Rich Hill, coincidentally, will be starting. So we'll see what he can do there. After his normal routine. Remember, he was traded from a different team. He didn't really have the normal routine that he normally does.
And it's different leagues too. Remember
different leagues, new team, new everything. So I didn't expect much, and for what he gave, it's not bad.
He gave up he gave up those runs after Lugo came.
They were earned. Yeah, they were earned.
That's what I don't like. I hate when the earned runs goes to the. I know he's the cause of leaving the base loaded. But then the relief pitcher fucks up. That's go on the guy before him.
Look. I can understand if he walked. Let's say he comes in the 6th inning. His pitch count is and he walks the first batter he sees, and then they pull him, and then the relief pitcher that comes in, is basically the reason why that runner on first scores.
Right.
But come on, man, the dude did leave 3 men on coming out. What do you expect any reliever to come in? Like a sac fly scores a run.
Yeah.
I don't blame Lugo too much. I don't. I mean, he ended up getting out of the inning anyway, only allowing the 1 hit. So either way, that's besides the point. And then, of course, on the flip side of the pitching, we got Pete Alonso, who I'm pretty sure has hit 5 home runs in the last 6 games.
Yep. The polar bear's on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been. I mean, especially in the first
inning. He's got
inning.
22 on the year. He's got 9 for the month of July. His last 7 games, he was 12 for 32, 5 home runs, 10 RBIs. I mean,
look at the fucking Elias Sports Bureau over here with the fucking stats today. What the
Gary
fuck?
Cohen. Gary Cohen's here.
You got to look up your shit. You got topics. You know what you're talking about.
No, that's good shit. And that's exactly right.
No, I mean, this is coming from you. The old wow guy is actually coming up with info.
Look,
no, I'm glad.
I'm getting better.
And he's the one. He actually is the one that found out because I didn't do the research on it, so that's on me. Yeah. He's the reason why I actually know now that why the trade deadline's on Friday instead of Saturday. It's because it's on a Friday.
Yeah. It's on a Friday because the 31st.
31st is on a Saturday. Yeah.
Now, if he gets his football like he's doing his baseball right now, he'll be perfect on Monday morning quarterback.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, so Alonso's heating up. The Mets now are 8 games over 500, and they got a decent lead over Philly and a 5-game lead over Atlanta, which is important. Why?
When we were on last week, when we did the show last week, how many games they had? Were they 2.5 or 3.5?
2.5. So
actually, we gained a game and a half.
We gained. I mean, they also
and we only won 4 out of 6.
We're 5-5.
No, I mean, but out of the last 6 games, we took 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati.
Okay.
And 2 out of 3 from
Toronto, which are 2 really good teams.
Which 2 second-place teams, considering that the way we played the last 7 games against fucking Pittsburgh, we look like a disaster.
and that's the sad part, and we even said this the last time we came on, is like, look, I can understand taking 2 or 3 or even 1 of 3 from a tough team like the Blue Jays because they have like the number 1 offense in the league, or even Cincinnati, who's a decent hitting team. But when you're losing to Pittsburgh, there's a problem.
What was the one game that we lost? I think it was to Atlanta, where we had, where the bullpen had to start. I think we lost 20-2. I think was that
something like that was one of the big loss. But yeah. But anyway, so we got a 5-game lead over Atlanta, but why is that important? Do you guys know?
The wild card factor?
No, because we're playing them for the next 5 games. The next 5 games is versus Atlanta.
The next 5?
We have a double header today.
Holy shit.
And then 3 games in the next, because we have to, it's a makeup. We had a 4-game series and we're making up another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the next 5 games versus Atlanta. So Atlanta... If we don't, I mean, Atlanta's, like I said a couple of streams ago, Atlanta is down their best player for the year, in Acuna, but they're still hanging on, And again, NL East, we are ahead, and according to the other teams in the league, dude. I mean, any other division, we would not only be in first, but we may not even get a wild card with 52 wins.
Wow! Wow! Actually, playing back to back. In a 3-hour time span.
Yeah, I know. It's
not even a day and night. 5. Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, it's.
They're not even giving them okay, we'll play this game at 1, and then we'll play the second. They're playing them right on top of one another.
Yeah, they're playing very, very close together. And I guess that's the one time where I can see why the 7-inning rule matters. It really does. Yeah, it does make a big difference. I was talking to Frank, James, when we were hanging out this week. Yesterday, I think we were talking about baseball and whatever. When they were not yesterday, Saturday, when they were over the house. Mm-hmm. And I said, look, when you're playing a regular game, right, and it goes into extras, I don't see why you would put the man on second right away in the 10th. Maybe if it goes to the 13th, I can see why you'd want to speed up the process. That way you're not depleting your bullpen. But when you're playing a double header, I can see why they would do that.
Yeah.
You know, not only just shrink it to 7 innings, but also say, okay, you know what? Let's put the runner on second.
Right.
So, anyway, and the other thing is too, the Mets are 30-15 at home. They play very well.
That's a fucking record for home.
They don't usually play good at home.
They don't. Yeah, no, it's actually surprising for them.
Yeah. So that's another boost. The Mets have one of the better records at home in the major leagues. You know, and like I said, these next 5 games against Atlanta are crucial. You know, and I think I don't know who Philly are playing, but I know Philly was playing the Yankees, and then after that they went to a series against Atlanta. So the Phillies and Atlanta were just playing each other, which helped us out a little bit. But as far as who Philly plays now, it doesn't matter. Right now, our focus has to be on Atlanta, and I'm hoping we could, we can do whatever. But now that we got Rich Hill, and we have pretty much the back end of a rotation sort of fixed, and with Carrasco having that really good outing, which we're going to talk about now, we might start him and see what he does before we make a trade. I don't know. I don't know if that's their play, because I'm thinking they're going to bring up Cookie soon.
Yeah, well, they said probably this week.
See what he does.
Yeah.
And if he can help out along with Rich Hill, Stroman, and now, but the uncertainty of DeGrom still bothers me.
Yeah. Which is
why he threw off
after another start. Definitely.
He threw off a pen. I think he threw out of the bullpen or off the mound or a bullpen session yesterday, and he said his arm felt fine. But that's nothing compared to pitching. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't know. So what did you think of Cookie's start, Mike? The rehab.
I didn't watch the start.
No, I'm saying, did you know what he did?
Yeah, he
pitched. No, I didn't know I didn't know he even went into a rehab start.
Yeah, he had a rehab start on yesterday.
He pitched 3 shutout innings. He had 6 strikeouts.
Yep.
32 of 38 pitches.
In 3 innings, 6 strikeouts?
Yep.
That's good.
Including the first 3 he faced.
Yeah. 32 of his 38 pitches were strikes. That's really impressive.
No walks, no runs.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
It's a lot better. That's day and night compared to his last outing.
Right.
Day and night. So, So now that we got that out, we got that where he might be able to come in, especially with the uncertainty of Jake. What do you think the game plan is now heading into the deadline with it only being less than 5 days away? You know, a couple of trades have been made. Yesterday was a big one. I don't know if you guys are aware about the trade yesterday.
The Pirates traded Adam Frazier to the Padres.
Yep. Right? Yeah, that was a big trade for was a big.
Nelson Cruz went from Minnesota to Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing that didn't make sense. So they got Cruz before they dealt Rich Hill. So you're thinking, okay, so now they're really going for it, and then they give away one of their better pitchers.
Yeah.
So that didn't really kind of make sense. But again, I'm not complaining because whatever, and
And to answer your question, Philly and Atlanta split this weekend 2-2.
Yeah, no, I know, but who's Philly playing now? That's what I meant.
Philly playing now?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
That I can get you. Hold on.
Okay. So, it was also reported that the Mets checked in with the Nationals and inquired about Scherzer.
Yeah,
I commented,
and Philly are playing the Nats.
Okay, I commented on the Instagram post that I saw that. I was like, why the fuck would the Nationals want to trade Scherzer to a division rival?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, depending on what they can get. If the Mets give them a future stars, I can understand why.
That's different story.
Yeah, I can understand why you'd be like, all right, look, I know it's a division rival, whatever, but at the same time, trading to division rivals they're not usually good ideas.
Doesn't usually happen.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, it's usually a no-no. It's not about it usually doesn't happen. It's just, that's why for a while Steinbrenner never wanted to make trades with the Mets.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm not going to trade with the crosstown rivals. I'm not going to do whatever business with them. He never wanted to do business with the Mets,
and that's different. And that's totally different leagues.
Yeah,
I mean, now they're trading within the same. Like, you're not supposed to do that. It's kind of like how he can compare, but I mean, it's not the right thing to do because you're actually strengthening your opponent.
Yeah. I mean, if you're strengthening by gaining yourself, I get it. But let's just use the Rich Hill.
We're not getting anything out of
it. I mean, it was kind of like the way Philly and Dallas worked out their fucking trading to make the Giants look, like to give the Giants shit in the draft this year, and we were talking about that.
Yeah, it's sort of like that.
It's the same thing. You're not supposed, you're not supposed to. I mean, in a way, you could, because it's kind of like fucking up your opponents a little bit, and you're in the standings that you're in with. But in a way, you don't, because it could bite you in the ass later on.
Yeah, well, no. That the other thing is too, like you see the Mets right now. The Mets lead the Nationals by 8 games. The Nationals have been trending downward, while the Mets, are not just trending upward, but they're pretty much being consistent and they're maintaining. So if you are the Nationals, unless you are just becoming sellers and trying to build years ahead, for future years, you got Acuna, who's a rising star. Scherzer's up there in age. I can see why I understand the logistics behind wanting to deal Scherzer for future stars. I get it. But like we were just saying, trading within your division and making your team, even if it's just for the year, because that's the other thing too. I think Scherzer's a free agent at the deadline.
So they could trade him and then just
sign him again.
Free agency. It's
No. So the other danger with that, somebody else commented on it, and that's the other thing I was thinking of too. Is the Nationals, if they were smart, could do that, make the trade with the Mets. Yeah. The Mets get him, don't sign him. The Nationals are not only getting future stars, but they can sign him. They can re-sign him at the end of the year.
Right, that's what I said. They can sign him in free agency after the season's over.
Exactly. So there's a lot of reasons why I hope the Mets. I love Scherzer. I think Scherzer's a great pitcher, even for his age. But would he make this rotation really good? Of course he would. Yeah. He's also hurt right now, though, too.
So, but you also gotta be smart about it too, because like you just said, Steve, like seeing all this thing could be talking with the GM and just going, okay, well, how bad do we? It's like I said last week. How bad do they? Not how bad. It's like, how much do they feel that they think that this team this year can get into the World Series?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That's how it's the same thing I said last week when we were talking about making trades. And I said, how bad does Steve Cohen, Sandy Alderson, and the general manager feel that this team is World Series capable?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't think you're, like I said, if you don't think you're World Series capable, you don't make trades that are going to be okay. We're gonna trade for this free agent. We're going to give away shit, and he's not going to sign with us for next year because he's going back to his original team.
Yeah. On the flip side, let's just say, and I know this isn't going to happen, let's just say Washington says, all right, we'll take a low-level prospect. You can have Scherzer. Why wouldn't we take that deal? Even if we don't sign Scherzer at the end of the year, we're not giving up much. But of course, as Washington, you wouldn't do that anyway. That's the only way I can see the Mets going for Scherzer, is if they don't have to give up much. Mm-hmm. But there are other options. There are younger options out there, like the Jose Berrios that we talked about. That's a guy that you give up prospects for and hope to sign him at the end of the year, because he is at a young age. He does have an upside to it. The other pitcher that was rumored to be free, trade bait, even before the season started, was Luis Castillo. Mm-hmm. And I said the last stream that he's having an off year. He's actually heating up. He's actually starting to pitch like his former self. So he's another option that we can even think about if the Cincinnati Reds are willing to deal him. But I don't know if that's the case. But look, that Adam Frazier deal, a guy that the Mets were rumored to be looking at, is a big deal for the Padres. I mean, that just makes them even stronger. Yeah. Padres have a great starting pitching rotation, and their offense now just added one of the better hitters in the major leagues. And right now they're sitting neck and neck in the Western Conference. I mean, they're about 3.5 games behind the Dodgers. But as it stands, they're in the playoffs. As it stands, they're in the playoffs. So I think they just needed that extra push. Which they got, and who knows if they're finished or not in the deadline. But I think the Mets really still need to look for another starting pitcher, and if they can get a starting pitcher, for next to nothing, go after another bat. Why not? Fuck it. Like you said, Mike, if they really feel like they have a chance this year, a solid chance to go for it all, you add a solid bat like Chris Bryant, Eduardo Escobar, something of that nature, especially somebody that can play.
Are you willing though? Are you willing though to get a third baseman, knowing how JD's playing third this year?
He's
been playing great. He's been playing great.
Yeah, no, that might be their mentality too. But the guys that I'm mentioning, especially Bryant, he gives you flexibility. He can play other positions. It's not just third. So it's not necessarily saying we're going to be taking JD Davis out of the equation. Yeah. It's just adding another solid bat, another solid right-handed bat that the Mets really don't have other than Alonso.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Davis isn't bad. I'm not saying he's bad, but right now Alonso.
His defense is better. And on JD Davis, no, his defense is a lot better than his offense. Because he's really been looking good this week. Like, I see him make some really good plays at third base.
The beginning of the year, he wasn't looking too good.
Beginning of the year, he was a liability at third.
Now he doesn't.
Look, if he can, again, I'm not saying
he can't turn things around. Of course, he's obviously playing better now.
And I'm hoping for good things with this kid Miguel. The young starting pitcher that they have.
It's really nice to see him finally get his first win after all this.
Yeah, I know he pitched a good game
where he's been pitching good the whole time, but somebody doesn't know how to keep fucking pitchers in the.
Yep. We'll see what he does Wednesday against Atlanta, because he is pitching Wednesday against Atlanta. So we'll see what he does in his next start. All right. So if you had to pick one guy, offense or pitching, who you still set on the Mets getting, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. But trade deadline is looming. You're knocking on teams' doors.
Well, I still say Berrios. Yeah.
Okay. Mike, you say the same?
It's tough because you're looking at it. Yeah, we got Hill, but like you said, he's 41 years old.
Yeah, no, Hill is the bottom of the rotation. He's a fourth or fifth starter at best.
Yeah,
you're still looking at, you got Stroman, Walker,
Walker.
Walker. Jesus Christ!
That's the issue. The issue. If Walker hasn't been slipping, if Walker hadn't had 3 really bad starts in a row, I would be like, no. We got Stroman, we got Walker, now we got Hill. Miguel's been doing a pretty good job, and the possibility of Cookie Carrasco or Carlos Carrasco coming back and being a decent 2 or 3 starter for us. But we don't even have a Taijuan Walker in the mix. Now, he's still there, don't get me wrong. Well, no, actually, he was day-to-day after that last start. I don't think it's a major injury, but hold on, I want to just really make sure really quick. But yeah, after his last start, he went on the day-to-day list.
Everybody was talking, and we were talking about Stroman last week too, how shaky he looked.
Yeah.
His last couple, my God, he woke up. That start the other day when he went 8 innings.
Yeah,
it said your shoulder.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered, because that actually gave the bullpen some time off.
He had a pinch in his left shoulder. He's probable for Thursday.
If we're gonna get Carrasco back, then I say go for the bat.
Yeah,
but we don't know when Carrasco's coming.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that they can get Carrasco to pitch soon. That way you can see. Now again,
you want to see how well he does. Yeah.
Now we already know that if Carlos Carrasco does pitch in the majors, he's not going to be in for more than 4 or 5 innings. I don't see him going more than 4. I don't think they would push him that far.
Yeah, not in the very beginning.
Maybe 5 if they got the lead, just to give him the win.
I think, maybe. But I don't see them going, especially if his pitch count is too high. They might just pitch him 4 or 5 innings. So it would be kind of messed up if they just judge that one performance to see on what they're going to do. What do you expect from his first major league start in over a year?
I would say get the pitching arm, get another arm.
Over a year, but you know what I mean. Yeah,
get another starter just to play safe.
Yeah,
but it's like you said though, if we get Schwarzer, we're gonna get fucked, because he'll probably trade and then sign back with them, and then
that's if the Nationals gonna. Yeah, that's if the Nationals do that.
That's if they're willing to do it. But I'm saying if they do it, we're gonna lose. We'll definitely have to give up some halfway decent prospects.
Yeah. No, definitely.
And then lose the guy after October because he wants to go back to where he was. I know. Right now,
would you
right now, I would say go with the bat.
All right. Let's move.
Where do you stand?
No, I want to. I mean, I would love both, but I would. I think
I would love both too. But I mean, like, if we had to choose, I mean, like, I'm like, okay, well, either we get a starter or we get.
Right now, I think the most important thing is a starter.
I want a starter. I want Jose Berrios. I honestly want it. I want him even if we weren't hurting for pitching. If Berrios is a guy that's available, and the Mets can get him without giving up too much or like their future,
I would say so. I would go 75-25 on a pitcher instead of a bat. I mean,
okay.
I'm being honest. It would be nice to have that extra power in your lineup, but like you said, we have no DeGrom. We have God knows when Syndergaard's coming back. Taijuan Walker looks shaky. Stroman, he had one good start so far, and now in his last.
Well, no, he's had some really good starts, but this was the first one that he went deep into the game.
He looked really good.
Yeah,
doing this. So, yeah, I would say more of a starting arm than a bat. But if they did pick a bat, I wouldn't be upset.
No, I wouldn't be upset either. But I would want Berrios. The other reason too is not to sound. I mean, no, I am going to sound selfish because I don't give a shit. I don't want another team to get him.
Yeah.
You know what? This is why I hate rumors, because I feel like every team is linked to every fucking player. But one of the teams that I'm mentioning, and I don't know if this was before or after the Frazier deal, was the fucking Padres. Can you imagine the Padres going after fucking Berrios? Imagine having Berrios.
Yeah, Berrios, Tatis, and
come on, man. The Yankees getting a starting pitcher and getting some help because their team is trending downwards, but I just don't want another team, again, if he's available and if the Mets don't have to give up their whole farm system, then fine. Why not? Minnesota, what's Minnesota right now? I definitely think they're sellers. Minnesota right now is the bottom of the division. They're 17 and a half out. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on to what's probably going to be a controversial topic. I asked Mike to play nice before we went on.
Look at him.
Look at him. This is like when you see the waiter coming with your fucking steak, and you're like, yeah.
So the Cleveland Indians unveiled last week that the new name that they picked is, in fact, the Cleveland Guardians. And they will be, they unveiled the logos and they unveiled, the name. And then...
and the Guardians take the field.
And that will be their team name starting in 2022. So that is the Cleveland's move. So James, I'll start with you because you're going to be less controversial about it. What do you think of it? We already knew that they were changing their name. That was a done deal. They said this last year.
It doesn't really. I mean, I don't really care what name they pick. I mean, but I just think it's just so silly. It just doesn't. To me, it's the Guardians. Like, what does that even mean?
Well, I mean, I know the origin. I know why they chose the Guardians. I know that much because I did the research. But other than that, it's just like you said. I get it. Yeah, we know them as the Cleveland Indians. The same thing with the Redskins.
They're always going to be the Cleveland Indians.
You did the research for the name that they picked. I mean,
I honestly don't know.
Did you do the research why they call the Indians?
I did when they first talked about changing the name. I did. I just honestly I can't remember. I know why they were doing it. You guys
can tell me why
they were doing it.
It was named after one of the. It was in honor of one of the players they had when they were the Cleveland. What were they originally? The Cleveland.
Were they Senators?
No, that's Washington.
No, yeah, okay.
I think they were the Cleveland. Were they the Cleveland Snakes or something like that?
I really don't remember.
One of the players though was a Native American, and he was very well liked by the team. He only played a few years.
Yeah,
but they named him the Indians after him.
Right.
Why? Because he was Cherokee Indian.
Something like that.
Well, the problem.
But he didn't find offense with them naming him after his heritage.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing. The thing is that okay.
Here. You ready?
Right.
You ready? Here comes the pipe bomb. Bunch of pussy woke liberal assholes.
But here's the thing, though, Mike.
And they named the Indians. It's offensive. Oh my God! They called the Redskins. That's offensive. Atlanta, You lost the fucking All-Star game this year. You're gonna lose your fucking team name next year. Trust me.
The Braves are pretty much next.
Coming.
I think.
They're coming.
I think they're next.
All the woke little millennials and the Gen Zs are coming with their little fucking crybaby fucking little box of Kleenex. Oh, your name is, this is outrageous. Your team is named outrageous. You should change your name. Hey, fuck you, you fucking little cunts.
Mike, tell us how you really feel, though. I don't think we're getting it.
We're woke. We stand for all the people that are discriminated against.
Well, what I don't understand is,
you're a bunch of fucking assholes. But first off, if you ask anybody in Cleveland if they gave a shit if the team name should have been changed, about 80% of them wouldn't give two fucks whether the name was Indians or not.
They don't.
It's the same thing with the Redskins. They ask people of Native American descent. It's like, do you find the Redskin name offensive in Washington, D.C.? No, in fact, we like it. And that was like 80-85% of Native Americans. And they're like, no, we're still going to change it because it's not right. It's not politically correct in this day and age. And if you do, you're a right-wing, Donald Trump-loving fucking Nazi. Yeah, that's what you're a fucking Nazi.
Well, in all fairness, I honestly look. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care. I don't care that they changed the name. I don't care. I'm not a Cleveland Indians fan. I don't live in Ohio. Yeah. I don't care about. I couldn't care less.
That's the whole thing. Like we don't give a shit, but when you hear the stupidity,
I just don't understand why people get so offended.
The word Indians isn't offensive. Yeah, but taken in context,
I find Indian food offensive. Oh wait, that's the country. Never mind.
Indians, or the word Indians in context of Native Americans, is offensive only because that's not what they are. They're not Indians. So to say that they named the team the Indians in honor of a Native American player, well, that Native American player was dumb for liking the name Indians if he's not an Indian.
Yeah.
The only reason why they were called Indians is because Columbus was a fucking retard and thought he fucking sailed to India when he was in America. He didn't even know what fucking continent he fucking landed on. So that's the only reason why. So I can understand why it's not correct in that context. But the name Indians isn't offensive.
So why'd they pick the Guardians?
The Guardians. So I don't know if it's on a bridge or it's on one of their roads in Ohio or in Cleveland. They have these two big, huge statues overseeing the bridge. Okay. And those statues are the Guardians. Gotcha. That's what they're called. Okay. So that's why they chose the Guardians.
Are they gonna like dub the voice now of Bob Uecker in Major League?
No, they're gonna definitely change that.
That's why I said that.
I was telling Sammy.
Are they gonna like CGI the uniform saying Guardians now in the movies?
Probably. I told Sammy Bada, I was like, for anybody that doesn't own Major League, the movies,
you're never going to see them again, folks.
Because you're not going to see them.
These are collector's items. Get the DVDs, buy them, because we are never going to see Rick Vaughn in a Cleveland Indians jersey again.
But if they do indeed, in fact, Mike, if you're right, and I've heard a few other people say this, I just don't know if it's true or not. If they do, in fact, go after Atlanta, the team name, that's just retarded.
No, Joey, it's over. If your team has anything to do with Native American or Native American symbols, you're dead.
I guess that's going to stop them from doing the Tomahawk Chop chant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please. They've been trying to get rid of the chop since fucking Jane Fonda started that shit in the 90s. But Atlanta Braves, gone. Kansas City Chiefs, watch it. They're next.
You're probably right.
They're all next. They're all fucking next. You know what? Why don't we just name the teams after the colors of their fucking uniforms?
Might as well. No, right? Well, no, you can't.
Well, Cleveland Browns.
You can't do that because what if the uniform is black? You can't call them the Baltimore Blacks. You know what I mean? No, and I'm not being facetious. I'm being serious. I mean, that just doesn't sound right. Or
I mean, we came and changed the name of the. I mean, what do you name the fucking Miami? The Miami
Heat?
No, the baseball team.
Marlins.
Yeah.
No, change that name. Fisher. It's offensive to Fish. We got to call them the Miami Cuchifritos or something, or the Miami Rosca Pollos or something like that. Just
something like that. Something like that. Look, I get it. I can understand why people don't like it. I don't like it because I'm used to. But the other thing is too, a lot of people just like it just doesn't sound right. I'm used to it. You know, even with the Washington, that's just fucking stupid. They don't even fucking pick a name. How lazy are you? We didn't even pick a name. We didn't even pick a name.
Why don't we just name all of them? Yeah, the New York football team.
But in all honesty,
and then we'll call the Jets. We'll call Jets the team that nobody gives a shit about team.
In all honesty, if I had to pick of the Braves, the Chiefs, the Indians, and the Redskins, the only one I can see where it has some sort of negative connotation, if they wanted to look at it that way, would be the Washington team. Only because they're called Redskins. You know, and I was telling this to James. I'm sure a team shouldn't be called the Blackskins or the Yellowskins or the Whiteskins. It just doesn't sound right. So if there was any title or name that I was okay with, it was Washington. I don't care. I'm not a Washington Redskins fan. Right. I don't care. But I just feel the word Indians out of context isn't offensive.
No.
It's not.
It's not.
So I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. And if they are going to in fact go after the Braves and Kansas City, it just doesn't it's just ridiculous. Then that's offensive. If I was a Native American fan and you guys are removing my heritage and the symbolism of my people out of Major League Sports, or not, you know what I mean, professional sports, I'd be like, why? They're not even asking.
Because we're doing it because it's right. Because it's offensive to your name and heritage.
They don't even find it offensive. You're 100% right. They've polled Native American people.
Don't I do a crybaby liberal perfectly?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So that's that. Moving on. Again, it doesn't affect us. We're not in Cleveland. All right. Last subject.
No Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's actually a pretty cool name. Last subject. Now, Trevor Bauer obviously hasn't pitched in over a month. Well before the All-Star break. He was put on
to a nicer guy.
He was put on administrative leave right before the All-Star break, and we knew it was probably going to go beyond that. Do you think Trevor Bauer pitched his last game for the Los Angeles Dodgers? James?
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
I got a question.
I don't.
Hold on. Well, James, go ahead.
Go ahead, James. I'm sorry, James.
I think it doesn't stop. Someone's obviously going to get him now eventually. It doesn't stop him from playing anymore. Somebody will still pick him up.
Well, no, it could stop him from playing if they suspend him.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Yeah. But why do you think? No, seriously, why do you think that the Dodgers and they're going to let him go, or
because of their negative publicity for everything that he's done? Or what was that stuff called again that he was using?
No, this isn't Spider Tack.
Oh no, I thought that's
no.
I thought that's what it had to do with.
No, dude, he's facing felony charges.
For what?
For what?
You didn't know this?
No,
I didn't know
this. Dude, he's going to court. A woman filed a lawsuit against him.
I didn't know this
for fucking choking her, allegedly choking her to the point of unconsciousness.
Oh wow!
Was it during sex?
During sex.
That's okay. That's perfectly fine. She wanted it then. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I know.
What the fuck is he saying?
I knew he was kidding. I knew he was kidding.
In the middle of coitus choking his wife. But not to the point of unconsciousness.
It was
I honestly didn't know that.
Yeah, it was 2 encounters. There was 2 encounters with the woman. Apparently, allegedly she has photos of the encounter, of the bruises she had around his neck. And why was she taking photos of her having sex with Trevor Bauer? No, it wasn't the photos of the sex. It was after the bruises.
Oh, okay. The way you said it, she said she has photos of this happening, and I'm like,
so photos of
you got photos of Trevor Bauer's head around your throat while you're moaning. I said, well, that's actually
no. I don't think that's the case.
And folks, I'm kidding. Don't get on Joey's back on this if I'm getting out of hand here.
And it seems that the players, when asked, and this was in the LA Times, this is in a couple of other places that I looked. They're basically saying we don't want him on the team.
No, you know what I thought it was? I thought he was not just a spider attack. I thought he was doing something to the baseballs or something like that, where he was.
No,
that's what spider attack is.
No, that's the whole league looking at every pitcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's completely different. No, but
that's all different. No,
he's looking at felony charges.
Honestly, this is big. This is big.
Yeah.
No,
this is big time.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. And they said even if he doesn't face felony charges, even if it doesn't, whatever, the baseball MLB as an organization.
So the answer to the question is yes. I think he has.
I mean, honestly, though, Ray Rice punches a woman in the face, caught on camera on a fucking elevator, and he was
that's
playing.
the NFL. I mean, that's just the NFL.
I mean, he was still with them, and the team still let him play. Yeah, and we saw Ray Rice punched a woman in the face on the elevator. Yeah. This is some woman saying, "Oh, I have pictures of black and blue marks on my neck from Trevor Bauer choking me when having sex." Do you have any other proof?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That it was Trevor Bauer?
Look, this is a terrible thing, but let's give him due process first.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. We have to give him due process on this, and I know people jump to conclusions with the Me Too stuff, but she's accusing him.
Yeah,
and she only has photos of the markings. Do we have any other proof that Trevor Bauer did this?
There's more. I think there are either texts or emails between the two of them. There's definitely more evidence. It's not just the photos. But the police are investigating. So I honestly don't know. It's like I think it was like an 85-page document or something like that. There's a lot of stuff.
I say let the due process. I mean, I know James is saying, get rid of him. I would say calm down.
I don't mean that.
Wait, see whether or not he's guilty or innocent.
Yeah.
Let the authorities do what they got to do to investigate the situation.
Yeah, I mean, if he's guilty, they're going to find out.
And then if he's guilty, well, one, he's going to fucking jail for a while.
Well, right. Yeah, he's going.
I mean, there's no way unless he works out some type of plea bargain, he's going to at least do at least a year's time in jail for this if he plea bargains. But you're saying this is a felony. This is even worse.
Felony assault. Yeah, that's the charge. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what California's legal thing is with that. But like I'm saying, though, I mean, if you're looking at this with the due process, and it does fall then that he is going to jail for this assault charge, then you might want to think about, okay, well, if he comes back, do you want to bring him back plus or the publicity? Then no, I don't want him around and have the publicity of having this happening.
Right. No, but also, too, the other thing is, too, and that's the other thing I was saying, even if he does not go to jail, even if they find him not guilty on the felony charges or the felony assault, MLB has their own investigating and their own due process, and they can still suspend him on the domestic violence. Even if there's enough evidence on the domestic violence or whatever it is.
I still say it should be on ownership of the Dodgers. Like Magic Johnson has a piece of that team, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So it should go to Magic Johnson and his business partners to make that decision whether or not they want to keep Trevor Bauer or not. Look, you may be a player and you may be, and it's true, the locker room does have an effect on this. But if ownership is saying, well, if he did it, but he's not, he got off with it and he's a good pitcher, we should keep him. But then, that's why majority rules in these type of things where the ownership can say, 50, 80% are saying, well, we don't want this in the locker room type thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, players, the players, his teammates are saying, and the other thing is too, none of them are coming to his defense. Most of them they're not even talking about it, but the ones that are nameless, the ones that were interviewed, they basically said, we don't like him. He's not a nice guy.
Yeah, well, then that says a lot about him then.
So that's another big factor. That's another big issue that they have. Even if he isn't found guilty, they just don't want him on the team.
Steve Cohen's going like this right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And dude, look,
because me and you did videos about this, saying how pissed off we were.
Yeah.
How this guy trolled us to sign with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And now this happens. I'm like, well, now you're telling me, I'm like, wow, I'm glad we didn't get this fucking guy.
Yeah, no. I mean, and the other thing is too, as much as we hated that he went to LA and whatever, and whether it was because of spider tack or whatever else he was using, he still was 8-5 with I think a 2.59 ERA, 137 strikeouts and 107 innings pitched, which is the major league best. He was like, he was pretty much not lights out, but he was doing well.
Yeah.
He may be lights out, but he's no DeGrom in the first half of the season.
No. I mean, well, DeGrom, he's also not injured like DeGrom either. But
yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
we'll see what
but
happens.
DeGrom can come back from injury. This guy might not be
it was
coming
just
back
weird
at all.
It was just weird that I haven't heard anything about it, and the only thing I have been seeing were the Times and whatever else. Even the New York Post wrote an article about it. How the players they want the team to move on from him. They don't like what he represents or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see.
That obviously has got to go beyond what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, also
more to it than that. Yeah.
I mean, like I say, it's up to ownership, though. But if you see in your locker room, mainly say, look,
yeah,
if like 80 to 90% of your locker room is saying we don't want this fucking guy,
yeah,
you gotta also gotta look at you gotta look at the ways, like I said, with ownership, it's up to you.
He's a liability.
So ownership is like, okay, well, do we bring the guy back, or if we bring him back, we're gonna have an unhappy locker room that everybody's gonna ask to either be traded,
yeah,
or be released, or okay, I'm not playing with you next year if you keep this fucking guy. I mean, the Dodgers are playing well enough without him anyway. I mean, they're still in what? Are they still in first?
Yeah, no. The Giants, but they're right behind the Giants. But the Giants are the major league best with 62 wins. But I think the Dodgers are like just 2.5.
The Dodgers are 2 games back.
Yeah,
and
2 games
out,
back.
and 3.5 out of the wild card.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're gonna make the playoffs with or without Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, no, they're doing fine. I mean, they're doing fine. I mean, would Bauer make them a little bit better? Of course. But they're doing fine without him. It's not like they're struggling.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna be.
They're also without Mookie Betts, one of their best hitters.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean.
The Dodgers were hit with some injuries too.
No, if you look at it doesn't look like they need them.
No.
So, I mean,
but I just wanted to get your guys'
make a decision if you're going to make the decision, like I said, let due process play out.
Yeah.
But also, you don't want an angry locker room in case this thing does go to court and he's not guilty. But then you got here's the thing: you got a jury of your peers when you go to court.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you get another jury in sports where that locker room is a big thing. And if he comes back, let's just say he gets away with it.
Yeah.
Right? He's not guilty. Jury decides he's not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes to the Dodgers locker room, and that jury is against you. Then you got to look at, okay, we got to either get rid of him, or we got to trade him, or just part ways. And then what team is going to take him after that? Are you willing to take a chance on a guy who's now being accused of being literally almost a rapist?
Yeah.
The only team I can think of off the top of my head that normally takes alleged criminals or whatever are the Dallas Cowboys. But they're in the wrong sport.
That's the wrong sport there. I mean, I love it.
No, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll know.
Well, I mean, he could go
soon.
All joke aside, I mean, if you want to say something like that, there was a baseball team that would do it, but George Steinbrenner, unfortunately, is alive anymore. I would say he could go to Yankees.
Mike, we have a barometer. We have a measuring stick of how long we're going when we're talking. Once James does the yawning and rubbing his face, you know that
he's wrapping up.
We've gone too long. We're going into his nap time.
Yeah,
So
wait. Does he do that on Saturday show?
He does it. He does it in real life.
Actually, he does.
He does it in real life every other hour. But he was doing it on set. I said it on your show. On your show on Saturday. That's why I said, Mike, you're losing your co-host here. And that's why I came in the room and wrap it up. To say wrap it up. Anyway, we'll talk. I want to talk a little bit more amongst each other off air, but I do want to wrap it up. I do want to say, not only thank you for you guys coming on. I do enjoy doing these shows, especially when they're not as political. And Mike goes on his rants, but also
come on, though. My rants are, listen. If I ever died, God forbid, if I ever died, and you want to do like a tribute show. Just put all the cuts of me ranting.
All right.
And that would be a great
fucking trivia shows when
we'll do a cut. But Mike, really quick, what do you got coming up on your show?
Nothing really. We got the show coming up Saturday, and that's it. James doesn't want to do
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
James doesn't do anything in the middle of the week.
James will most likely be, if I'm not mistaken, in the Just Your Average Joe studios on
again.
Saturday. Well, we're going to the game on Friday.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. You ain't traveling.
Yeah, we're going to the game on Friday night, and I'm driving. So
no, we got we just did Saturdays coming down the aisle where we talked about the CM Punk Daniel Bryan rumors going around.
Okay.
Actually, when we went off air, I found out some more rumors about this.
Are you going to be talking about that on Saturday?
We'll probably be talking. I want you to do something in the middle of the week, but somebody doesn't want to do it. Yeah, I got to point this way.
If you want to do something, we can. I don't care.
Well, we'll talk off camera.
Yeah, you guys talk off camera. I just wanted
also,
you to plug your show.
Degenerate Betters. I will be having videos up this week for some of the stake races in Saratoga going on for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday during the week. But no, it's an interesting time in wrestling, and these rumors going around with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan joining AEW is going to be big.
Okay.
And thank you for thank you for the shameless plug. I appreciate it.
No, you got to do it. I try to do it every time you come on. It's the least I can do. So just keep in mind, Mic'd Up Sports. He does the wrestling talk. He does the racehorse horse racing stuff, and just go follow him.
I had a good idea for us though. We should do this for the rest of the baseball season. Do a Monday batter's box, just like we do Monday morning quarterback. Just to do like a week in review of the Mets schedule from the past week and how they.
What happens when football starts in September?
Then we'll do Monday morning quarterback, and then in the afternoon we'll do the batter's box.
Oh. No, you know what though? If honestly you don't pose a bad idea, and the reason why I say that is consistency. If I do a show every Monday on baseball, why not? But the other thing is too, I mean, look, there's always news. There's always news, whether it's going to be the trades coming up, standings, injuries.
Anytime there's always news, we just come on. We come on and do something.
Well, no, but
I mean, like it's when Paul Orndorff died. Me and James came right on that Tuesday.
Right?
We did the breaking news, and that's all we covered.
That's breaking news. I know, but if we just go on Mondays, we're not going to always maybe have material to talk about. That's the only reason why I didn't keep it consistent.
Well, you're gonna have material because we're gonna cover their week and how they stand.
So we can do that. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is also another conversation we could have had amongst.
Yes, we could.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll talk about that on air because right now we're at.
All right, that's it. We gotta wrap it up. He's ready.
We're at 5.5 hours.
He's gonna fall.
We're at 5.5 hours. I got potential spam calling me. Potential spam. I wonder if it's spam.
Get Robo Killer.
It could be a job.
It could be a job. Yeah, fucking hello. Hey, we want to give you a reduced rate on your Discover card. I don't have Discover.
That could be my Lyft driver with my wallet.
It could be the fucking car warranty renewal that they keep calling for.
Always.
I don't own a fucking car, you idiot.
All right, guys, we're ending the stream. We'll see you guys later. Please don't forget to smash that like button. I don't see why you would, because this is a 5-hour show. And don't forget to subscribe. And like I said, visit Mike's channel on Mic'd Up Sports, where he does. And
don't forget, click the bell for all notifications.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you soon, and have a good night.
Later, guys.
Bye.